So, Cade's a father.
Cade is a father, dude.
Cade had a baby.
That's wild.
Coda Layne Howell.
It's crazy, dude. He's gonna be such a good dad.
I made sure we commented on that. I was like, dude, such a lucky baby to have such dope parents.
Yeah. Could you imagine Cade as your father?
I mean, yeah. I have no idea because I just feel like he's such a dope dude that it feels like how do you be a father? You know, like how does that even? What is the?
You think people think that about you?
Think what?
Like he's so
dope.
Yeah,
and I don't think that.
But maybe not dope is the right word, but like.
How could he be a father?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like he's got like his own thing. How does that translate to being a dad? You know what
I mean, I thought the same thing about Kitty, but that he's so like what is that? Like chill tempered or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like quick to anger.
No, opposite. I've never seen Kitty mad.
That's what I mean. Or I guess slow to anger is what I'm.
Yeah, I was like quick to anger.
No,
I've never seen him
like
mad.
Short or long.
Yeah, like well-mannered.
Confused, I guess. I don't know.
Well-mannered. He's just cool, calm, and collected. Like, I never thought. I was more so like, who would he have a kid with? But I didn't see him like being so active that I was like, oh, dude, somebody's gonna catch a stray and he's gonna be pregnant. I was more like, who is he gonna be with? Because I know he's gonna be a good dad if he ever becomes a dad. I don't know that he would.
Yeah.
You know, and then seeing, I mean, Cade's still very much a child. Mm-hmm. Like, no disrespect to him, but like he's still very much, he's still a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time.
So I think he's gonna be great, but
I think that,
I can't imagine him being my father.
Yeah. See, it's weird because it's like it makes you think like, okay, they'll connect and be able to like do the, kid stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they'll be able to play with them and, like, have fun and, like, do kid shit with them. But then it makes you think, like, how are they going to be as a dad, like, when it comes to, like, the nitty-gritty of being, like, hey, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
How does it kind of compare there? I don't know. But
or, like, where is that boundary?
Yeah.
What is
when does
the
it
thing?
switch?
Yeah, where's the line that he gets close to where he stops being so cool?
Fun, lovey kitty.
All right, now.
Hey.
Because I think that is something I said before that somebody brought to my attention. All right, now is like 3 different styles of greeting. Like, all right, now. Like, all right. It's basically saying, like, all right, I'm going to head out. Or, all right, now, like, back up.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah. What's the third one?
All right, now, like, hey, what's up? You know, like, if in passing, all right, now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I can
you know,
see
you
that.
just, all right.
I know.
Yeah. Or, people do the you good. Mm-hmm. You good is very much the same thing. Like, you good? Like, are we going to have a fucking problem?
Yeah.
Or, you good? Like, we're, like, real. I'm letting you know real quick, I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
I care, maybe not enough. Dude, probably should care more than you good.
Did I ever tell you what I remember I was talking about it on a podcast one time, and I don't know if I ever told you what my, phrase was or what I call people when I know them. Like, I know them, right? But I don't remember their name.
This sounds familiar?
I don't know if I ever told you. And I feel like I'm kind of telling myself now, saying it. Because when I use it, people are going to be like, hey, I
mean, is it what's up?
No. I call everybody boss man. If I don't know somebody's name,
a word,
I come up for the what's up, boss man. That's all I go with.
I feel like I've heard you say that, but I feel like you knew the person.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's like a regular person.
It gets tough. It gets tough. It could be somebody like
that. Saying that to me is crazy. It gets tough.
Dude,
that's like an astronaut saying to an elementary, "Yo, math gets tough." Yeah, well, who you talking to? You're talking to an elementary kid. I'm tough.
The amount of networking I do,
maybe
and connections that I have.
Okay, but I think that's just growing pains for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Mine is. It's been a slow trickle my whole life, and already. It was too much water a long time ago. You're having a flood. You're having a hurricane, basically, of information coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
But you do really well at adjusting to the sheer amount of just like wow. So like boss man, I think that's a very you pivot real well with that.
Yeah. Well, here's
me. I'm like, hi,
dog.
hello there.
Yeah.
Greeting. I know.
Yeah, dude. And like that's my go. That's for sure my go.
Oh, you know a good one.
And then I go. But here's the thing: is this how you know? Is if I'm with somebody, I always introduce them to try and get their name.
Oh, that's
out of
such a slick slide
dude,
by.
I love it. Yeah.
Because you're always baiting them, but you know what sucks is if you go, yo, this is my friend Brittany,
and
they don't say their name.
Fuck you if you do that.
And your friend is like, yeah, I'm Brittany. And they're just like, oh, nice to meet you.
If you're
because then you're also looking at your friend like, hey, don't be a shit friend. Ask their name.
Right.
And then you're hoping the name comes out, and you say, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to say that's who this was.
Yeah.
You know, when like Greg says, I'm Greg. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I meant to say you were Greg. That's my bad.
I've had it where it's like, you introduce them. Yo, what's going on, boss man?
Yeah.
This is my friend Cody or whatever. And then you're like, yo, what's going on, man? Cody, nice to meet you. And then they don't give you anything.
Yeah.
And you're like...
Or they go, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's like...
And you're like...
To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Yeah. Where should I address this pleasure to?
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, if you're one of those people, figure it the fuck out.
See, I feel like... But I think we're in a group... Or I say us, all the people inside my head. we're in a groove where we've just blown by trying to figure names out, and we're just so stuck on. My move is, if I don't know who you are, but you know who I am, my move is, how have you been?
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping you say some shit that'll trigger.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been good since working at Vans or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how we know each other. Yeah.
I know how that is. Or they're like, golf course kind of sucks, or like whatever the thing, and I'm like, damn, I don't even golf. What is that about? Like, figure that out. Dude, that
context clues to try and figure out where you know him from.
That's tough because one, you're sure you're pulling it off better than you are. You're sure they have no clue, so you're like, oh, how you been? And then when you're getting the context clues, you're immediately unsure that, oh, it's on my face. I don't know who you are.
See, that's the problem.
You're being read.
I know that I can tell when I go up to somebody that doesn't recognize me off rip.
Yeah, and when you figured it out,
you can see
you can't give too much away on your face. You can't be like,
right. Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, but you can see it in other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're trying not to put on that trying to figure it the fuck out face. It
reminds me when we all lived in the apartment, and it was me, you, Paige, and my mom, but it was when we were initially trying to get my mom on the lease. She hadn't seen the place, and we were just gonna show her, just do a walkthrough. My mom somehow knew Darlene
was the agent or whatever there, right?
Yeah, but that was the original lady.
I remember this, yeah.
And she got pregnant, Darlene. So she couldn't be in the office anymore. So her sister, Lila, had to be like the lady. Well, Lila is a little shorter than her, but a little thicker. And so I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna meet at the apartment. We're gonna kind of give you a walkthrough what the apartment's gonna look like. She gets there. I'm walking her up, and I'm like, I go to introduce her. Like, and I already know their names real well because it's Ren. You got to talk to them.
Yeah.
So I know their names, and I'm going to introduce. I'm like, this is my mom, and I start to say like her thing. Yeah. My mom goes, hey, and then they just get to talking to Tony and get introduced. Well, we get to walking, and she goes, how have you been? And Lila's kind of looking at her like, one, I've never met this lady, so I've been doing okay.
Yeah, things are good.
Yeah, things are good.
Yeah.
She goes, "Are you expecting?" And Lila's like, I'm sorry? Because I think my mom had heard Darlene was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't
put it together.
Well, I was immediately seeing what was happening. But I think they were driving closer and closer to each other as to what was happening.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think Lila knew she thought she was Darlene.
Right.
And my mom for sure thought that was Darlene.
That was Darlene.
And she goes, no. And my mom's like, Damn. Okay.
At any point did your mom realize that this was not Darlene? Was
yeah, the very last thing. So she was like, you expecting? And she goes, nope. And she goes, And then she goes, oh, fuck. What did she say after that? She goes, how have you been? Are you expecting?
No.
Damn, I can't remember what she said after that. But it was another thing where you were like, oh, God.
Yeah. But that's what did it when she
or
was
maybe
like,
the last thing was, are you expecting? And she goes, nope, not even that. And my mom was like, I'm sorry. Who are you? And I was like, Mom, I think you think this is Darlene. This is Lila.
Do they look that alike?
No.
Oh.
I mean, other than like of the same family look alike.
Yeah.
Kind of like you. And now that I like stare at your face, I can kind of see your brother's face in your face.
Really?
Kinda.
Yeah.
But I'm like stretching pieces where I'm like, I could, if I had to, if we were like forensic filing this shit apart, I could kind of see it. I'd be like, yeah, they kind of look related.
Yeah.
But like if you saw me and my sister Amber, you'd be like, I don't know that they're related at all. You know? Yeah. It's kind of like that thing where it's like, I don't think you would see them in a crowd and be like, oh, they must be sisters.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that's a whole bit of a mess. But yeah, Cade being a father. I don't know. Can you imagine yourself as a father? Not necessarily like, can you imagine having a baby right this second, but can you imagine how you would act having a child?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've thought about it.
I feel like you're forced into the thing, so no matter what your thoughts are, you're going to immediately adjust.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of like a car crash.
I think
you imagine you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to be this hero. But when it happens, you're just going to go into whatever you're going to do.
Well, I don't know. I have thought about it a lot and like what I would like to be like as a father. You know what I mean? Like, and for a long time, my head was in the space of like, yeah, I want to be a dad and I want to be like good dad. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, I think obviously if it just happened, like you said, you kind of flip the switch and you're like, okay, I got to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? But the more I've thought about it and the more I've like, I don't know, with everything going on and it's hard for me to imagine being in a place where I would feel comfortable with like being a dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that has kind of shifted for me because like up until, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, like, I was like, yeah, I want to have my own kids. I want to, like, you know. And now it's, like, not as big of a deal for me to you know, to be that. But, no, but I do get what you're saying. Like, you can't really prepare for it. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can, like, yeah, you can read books and shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, until you're actually fucking thrown in the game, dude, you have no idea what it's about.
What do you think that shift was?
I don't know, man. I think it's just like seeing how I grew up and what was normal and kind of what my childhood was like and I think about now, like even the, you know, generation behind me, whatever that is. I don't even know if I'm I don't know what generation, but
I think they're in weird names like Alpha now.
Yeah, but like the generation that's under me and the one under that, it's like seeing how disconnected those kids are and like how everything relies on the internet and like a cell phone and like, you know, a tablet kid.
Kids being born right this second will never know what life without AI is.
Yeah, dude. Like
AI exists.
But like I think about that.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, I don't want, I don't know, maybe it sounds selfish, but I don't want to like have a kid that's like that. You know what I mean? Like
I mean, you don't necessarily have to, because there are exceptions to that rule. Like,
yeah, and I think
it's all about how you raise them. But I do appreciate what you're saying as far as like the influence is insane.
Well,
it's hard to not, because everybody,
yeah.
for the mass majority of people, raise their children kind of similar.
Yeah.
You know, like, you want to, of course, I mean, for sure, go to school.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
yeah.
while you're in school, they have, like, extracurricular activities you want to involve them in. You want them to be a part of something, not necessarily force it on them, but you want them to try things out, like sports or, like, band or... So everybody kind of does those things. They kind of try to teach manners. They kind of try to teach, like, but sharing and
my
shit.
thing is that the way that it is now, when it comes to those manners, is way different than when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you, like, if you, if you're in a family and you've got brothers and sisters or whatever, and you're stealing shit from your brothers or you're, whatever it may be, or even in school, like, you take somebody's lunch thing. When I was going to school, dude, you got your ass rang for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's disrespectful. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want. And it kind of goes back to like the nature versus nurture thing, right? Like.
Yeah, fight or flight. What are you gonna do in that moment?
Yeah. Well, not that, but yeah, I just don't. I don't think that like having a kid and being a parent in this time is like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like what I imagined it would be, I guess. Like, if I were able to have a kid in the time frame when I grew up, like, yeah, for sure. But now the way things are,
you feel like that's because when you're not around, there's more shitheads that will influence your child to be shitty.
Oh, 100%.
Versus back then, I feel like a lot more stand-up people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah,
because you can't helicopter. I feel like, although with that being said, there is technology. Being around my sisters, because they all have children and multiples of them, that it's way easier to keep track of your children nowadays than ever before, because they have this, like, I think it's called Life 360, where you can, like, track where they're at.
Yeah.
You can, like, see how long they're on the phone and shit like that.
But that doesn't, I mean, that's not as much the problem, I don't think. Like, in my head... But I'm saying
that's, like, a benefit of everybody being so on their devices that, like, you can kind of keep tabs. You can't keep the influence being right. But everybody's gonna...
That's the thing, is that the influence now is 10 times worse than it was 15 years ago. That's my thing. Is like, the kids that my kids would be growing up with would be little shitheads.
True, but I guess it's just like what you implement on the child at a young age. Because, like, there's things that, like, you look at now that maybe you take... Maybe not personally, but, like, affect you now, that you're like, why does that affect me? Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That you were exposed to at a young age, but you have, like, maybe you still don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there was trauma arguments when you were, like, 2 that you, like, they had a thing about the fucking toilet seat. Now, like, you can't pee or something, and you're like, why can I not pee? This is weird.
I haven't peed in 23 years.
Yeah, like, there's things that I used to feel like when people said shit like that, like, watch what you do and shit around the baby, I used to be like, man, y'all just being a little too much.
Yeah.
But now, like, I'm running into, like, 30-year-old problems where I'm like, maybe there is something, because literally I was talking to William from Spiral, and he's like, dude, do you remember when we were talking and we apparently, me and him had a very long conversation at a Walmart, like, years ago. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, we had a conversation, like, you didn't recognize me. I look a lot different. Like, when we were having the conversation, I looked how I knew you back then, but now I look different. And when we first met him...
It didn't click?
No, it didn't click that I knew him, but it clicked that, like, he looked like a familiar person.
Yeah.
Like, one of them people that you're like, you look like I would know you.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought that up to him, and he goes, yeah, we've met and talked plenty of times. And I was like, I literally don't remember that. And there is a thing where if you've gone through traumatic experiences at a young age, there's like a thing to it that you block out chunks of your life. Like your memory is dog shit. And like, of course, on top of that, I have ADHD, so I don't even understand what my brain chooses and not chooses to remember. Because, dude, in like 2007, 8, 9, if you ask me anything about like Alabama football, I could have been on the team coaching. I knew so much about Alabama football. But I couldn't like remember when assignments were due and shit like. So it's like it's wild what your brain picks and chooses based off of potential trauma at a young age or whatever. Like there's things Tiffany have told me that has happened that she's witnessed to me that I have zero recollection of.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that shit happened. And I'm like, what? That's wild.
Well, I think some of that is like you just being at such a young age, your memory hasn't like fully. Because like if you try and think back to like your first memory, that's like a hard.
Yeah, like how do you even know?
Yeah, and how old? You know what I mean?
There's
like,
memories I can remember that were younger, but I don't know if that's the first.
Right. Yeah. It's like you'll never know.
Oh, please tell me you saw the Terrence Howard JRE episode.
No, I didn't watch it.
Bro, Terrence Howard, do you know who that is?
I think so, yeah.
He's like, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Oh, yeah.
The dude from Hustle and Flow. So he was on Joe Rogan, and his literally, the opening minutes of the podcast, he's like, I don't know what they were talking about before, but they, like, it opened and they were already talking. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I remember everything. I remember being in the womb. I remember before I got in the womb. I remember coming out of the womb. Like, everything. If you watch it, you're literally, that face will just get weirder and weirder. Just more distorted. You're like,
no way. There's no way.
Yeah, dude.
There's no way.
Joe Rogan literally on his post about it, he's like,
you're lying.
He goes, either he's off about all this or he is a literal genius.
Yeah. Because
he said 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. Or 1 × 1 doesn't equal 1. It's 2. Because multiplication is an additional. It's like a track of an addition. It's not the absence of 1. And you're like, an average person would be like, huh? And me, not being average, is loster than you.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's
so
funny
if I would have met him younger, I'd have been fucked. I'm like, no, you're wild, but I believe you.
Yeah, you'd be in the cult.
Yeah, what were you saying though?
Yeah, it's funny you just brought that up because I just came across a video of, what's her name, Yeonmi or whatever, from North Korea. You know,
the girl that was on like.
Yeah, she went on Andrew Schultz's podcast.
Yeah.
But there's the video of her like in math
insufferable.
class. Yeah. in math class where it's like, what's 1 + 1? And everybody's like 2, and then the teacher's like, no. Actually, our great leader found out that when you have a drop of water on a plate and you drop another drop of water, it just becomes a bigger drop of water. And that's how they like disproved Western math in North Korea.
So what's the answer?
No idea. Bigger 1 is what she said. Just big 1.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah. That's wild though, man. Yeah, that whole multiplication thing doesn't really add up. Speaking of Joe Rogan, did you see the video of him hitting the bag? God damn.
Bodied up.
Dude.
You don't want to accidentally bump into him and piss him off.
Brother.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, dude.
He's like a roll that you wouldn't necessarily avoid, but when you start the roll, you're just like, clearly I'm not going to tap this guy because he's so round and dense. Like, there's not anything protruding too much.
This part.
Yeah, and his limbs are so thick that you're like, it'd be hard to get.
Yeah. Yeah, dense motherfucker.
He's like Esteban. You know, the Giant Slayer? He's like 4 foot black belt.
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not going to tap this dude.
Yeah.
I just got to try to outmaneuver him. And that's going to be hard because he's as big as Ant-Man.
I feel like Joe is one of the, like, specifically in a role, he, like, would start slow, you know, or he's kind of, like, flowing, but he's got the ability to just be, like, and, like,
for sure.
Rip you to shred. You know what I mean?
Snap, by the way.
Thank you. That was...
I don't know if that picked up, but that was
a good one.
clean.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's got that real quick, like...
Yeah.
You know, what is it?
Fast twitch.
Fast twitch muscle. Yeah, he got that fast twitch.
You're talking about that athletic, that Mark McGuire
that
muscle?
Mickey Mantle gene, dude.
Yeah, that's what it is. My bad.
Mark McGuire. That Derek Jeter foot. Yeah, dude. So that's cool.
Speaking of fast twitch, College Football 25 got announced.
Yeah? When is that?
July 19th is the official drop date. Now, you can buy, like, the deluxe edition and get it 3 days early. If you buy, like, the super deluxe one, which is... So, like, the regular one, I think, is, like...
So, there's a deluxe and a super deluxe?
I think that the fucking packages names or something. It's, like, standard edition, deluxe edition, and then there's, like,
National Champion edition?
Oh, no, I think it's called Heisman Deluxe or something. Because... I don't know how they did the loop in, but whatever the biggest one is the College Football Deluxe one, and then it's also Madden 25.
Oh, so you get both of the games with it?
Yeah. But you get the Madden 25 3 days early as well whenever it does drop. So that one's going to be in August or something.
Oh, okay.
So you don't get it initially, but you get it like pre-order or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like you get all these extra points and shit that it's like, dude, I'm going to play arcade mode or like dynasty mode or like road to glory. I'm going to play things just for me. I'm not trying to play with
mode.
Yeah, I'm not playing with other people.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get wrecked.
Yeah, I'm trying to get 100 stats across the board, just fucking.
I just want to make my team really good.
I'm getting the Heisman, no one else.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I can't wait for that to drop.
That's pretty sick.
For sure.
How much is that shit costing?
I can't remember the regular one. I think the regular one's like $60. Let me look that up because that is a good question. But I think the deluxe one's like $90. It's like games are not cheap nowadays.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the standard one is even more than 60. Because like normal games now,
that's what I thought.
Are 60. You know what I mean?
So the standard or the deluxe standard one is 70.
Yeah. That adds up.
Deluxe edition, $99.99.
That's not bad.
MVP bundle is what it's called.
Nice.
That's Madden NFL 25 Deluxe with College Football 25 Deluxe.
Yeah. 200.
And like a bunch of like 4,600 college football points and 4,600 Madden points. Elite player item. I don't know what all these things are. That's $150. Honestly, you're getting both of those games for $75 if you buy them together. If you're already gonna buy them,
versions.
Yeah, if you're gonna go ahead and buy them,
extra points.
Yeah,
don't know what they do, but you got extra ones.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm fucking chomping at the bit, dude. I've been watching all the shit on it. It's a very exciting time. Yeah, I want to take time off.
Let me get a couple days off.
Dude, I got time saved.
Yeah,
I kind of want to take the first day off. But
that's ridiculous.
The nervousness, that like, what if I take that day off and there's a loading problem?
That's right. Why don't you take the next day off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be.
Also, don't take a day off. Like that seems kind of wild to me.
On the game, I'm trying to take no days off. You know what I'm saying?
Well. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It's like, maybe not for you, but this is like your first time touching boobs. That's how big this is to me.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I'm going to get to touch boobs.
Yeah.
And there's a date. I know it's happening.
I understand. Yeah. But, like, I don't know. You wouldn't skip school if you were going to touch boobs after school. You wouldn't skip school to get ready to touch boobs.
Yeah, but if you could touch boobs at 9 a.m.
But you can't.
Yeah, you can on this.
We don't know, dude.
The drop.
You don't know, dude.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't.
You don't know, but there's no way they're dropping it at. Nighttime.
It's at 4 p.m.
That would be so
That'd be
dog shit.
hilarious.
Boobs dropping.
Speaking of pricing things, weird segue, but I saw something today about the UFC buyout type thing.
Oh yeah, you
from
watched the
ESPN?
MMA on Point?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Still don't really know how Balian's voice comes out of his body.
Yeah.
No idea how that works.
A lot of them have weird bodies to voices.
Doesn't match at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're talking about like, so I guess the contract with ESPN is up in 2025.
Yeah.
But before they go to another company or before they sign a contract with another company, they have to entertain ideas or entertain contracts from ESPN.
Yeah.
And they're talking about basically doing like a lump-in package where it's like all stream stuff where you're not going to have to pay for $80 pay-per-views and it's like $20 a month or something, or $29 a month. Obviously it's not like a done deal or anything, but this is just something one of the dudes who I guess runs the other company that owns UFC or something.
TKO.
Yeah, what do they do and all of that?
I don't know, but they're the parent company of WWE and UFC.
So yeah, that the guy at TKO was talking about this stuff, and hopefully, when this whole ESPN thing is over, they might just lump it all together into a monthly subscription thing.
Yeah, like get rid of the pay-per-view model.
Yeah.
Which would be sick as shit because there's a few different things. Like, there are pluses and minuses to all of this because back in the day, or I guess you could say we're still currently semi-much in the day.
It's the day.
We're in the day.
The day.
That's how we're looking after these fucking payments.
Yeah.
You're talking about $80 pay-per-views right correct. Now, currently. And you're still paying for these streaming services.
Very true.
And it's not like they're getting cheaper. But the plus two, they're not getting cheaper, is some of these streaming services or companies will try to bundle things together already. Like Disney, ESPN Plus, and Hulu, you can already do a bundle package.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Netflix is starting to get privy to all this. And I think ultimately the long-term goal, and I've brought this up before, is I think TKO is doing a trial series, and not exactly a trial series. Like, they've already signed WWE to be on Netflix in 2025. Monday Night Raw. I think they're going to try to see how this whole Jake Paul fight thing goes. Yeah. They're going to try to see how, because the Raws on Mondays, I think they're taped like an hour beforehand. So it's like an hour delay or something like that. Might even be live. I know for a while the SmackDowns were live, but I think they're going to use that as like a, how well does a weekly live show go? And then let's try to maybe get UFC Fight Nights on. Yeah. That was what I was on to before the whole potentially, because I thought UFC would never do the pay-per-view on a streaming thing, because WWE did it a while ago where Peacock got all pay-per-views for WWE, like everything, WrestleMania, everything. So you didn't pay $50 or whatever the fuck the price was at the time. You could watch everything on there. You Peacock. Couldn't watch like, weirdly enough, you can't watch weekly wrestling on there.
Yeah, but all the
like
big events.
Same day, you could watch the big events, but same day events you have to have cable. But I think the ultimate, like, long-term goal is, like, Netflix is going to get all the live stuff, or Hulu, or whoever is going to buy it. But, like, Netflix so much for the TKO thing is, I think they're going to try to get the weekly wrestling. They're going to see how Raw does on Mondays. They're going to try to eventually swoop up SmackDown, I bet. Yeah. That's USA Network, so they're a whole nother contract. So I bet you if they can outprice USA Network, I bet you they buy that. I bet you they get Fight Nights. And, I mean, where else would... What do you think, in your mind, is a bigger streaming service for UFC? ESPN Plus or Netflix?
Honestly, I think it's ESPN Plus.
I think you're wrong just because of Netflix is in the fucking world. And so is
Mm-hmm.
ESPN.
Yeah.
But way more people have Netflix than
Yeah.
have ESPN Plus.
But here's the thing: is that
Like, if you
Netflix
owned it.
covers so much ground.
Yeah.
Netflix covers everything, right? It's every movie, every TV show, whatever live
Except,
event, all that kind of stuff.
well,
Right?
not necessarily yet. Live events.
But you see it. But you get what I'm
We're
saying.
trying to head that way, yeah.
But they cover all kinds of shit. It's not one specific thing. ESPN is sports.
Yeah.
That's it.
I get
That's
it.
their lane.
Yeah.
And with the stuff that is already on ESPN Plus, the people that are watching UFC are guys that watch football, that follow football or whatever it is, different kind of sports like that that are diehard fans are following that same kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I think most of the people that are UFC fans already have ESPN Plus or follow ESPN pretty heavily.
Do you think there's a world, because I've heard this, and I mean, I think it kind of trends because I don't do it anymore. I hear ESPN's not doing well. Their Plus might be doing better, but like Sports
like a
Center
whole?
and shit like that
That doesn't surprise me.
But do you think Netflix buys ESPN? Because that's a Disney thing, so I don't know if it'll ever work like that. But do you think they would ever
If they
try to?
had the opportunity, they would, because ESPN is such a fucking. I mean,
Yeah,
that is.
but
That
it's a
name
Disney
is never
thing.
gonna go away. The name will never go away.
Who do you think has more money, Netflix or Disney? It's gotta be Disney, right? Netflix is so goddamn big. Like, who owns Netflix? Is it just
I
Netflix?
think it's just Netflix. I think they're their own thing, but Disney does have quite a big umbrella, or they are under a pretty large umbrella. I can't remember which one. I was actually just talking to somebody about this, but
Yeah, Disney owns a lot of fucking shit.
yeah.
So, wow, that is a little more of a stretch than I thought. Don't you hate it when the fucking thing on the article, when you go to click on it, has all the information you need? When you get to the article, you're like, where the fuck is this information?
Yeah.
So now I gotta go back to the front of the article thing.
And then it's like, turmeric root can grow your hair 6 inches a year.
Okay. Netflix most recent quarterly revenue was $8.162 billion.
Wow.
Disney's overall streaming revenue was only $5.514 billion.
Okay.
So Netflix had a pretty good stretch, and Disney, that's
Well,
Hulu, Disney, ESPN Plus, that's everything. Netflix only has Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That's
honestly,
insane.
It makes sense though. I think it does. But also that's just reported.
That's the most recent quarterly thing.
Right.
That's from January to March.
But who knows what's not included in that Disney? You know what I mean? Like,
take that back. I might have read that a little wrong. It said the company's overall revenue from January to March, god damn, was $21.815 billion.
who?
That's Disney. So Netflix versus just Disney was 8-5. But Netflix versus all of Disney's company umbrella is 8.1 to 21.8.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, yeah. So for sure Netflix has got to stretch on Disney a little bit because that's like Disney shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Disney will always make their money, but
I guess a more important question is like Netflix versus ESPN Plus.
yeah, I think that's going to be a landslide. I think if Netflix had
So you think it's a bigger stretch the other way?
Oh, I think Netflix has got it fucking, in the bag. Just because I think that reaches so many more audiences than just ESPN Plus.
I don't know what the time frames on these are because it says the top 10 most popular streaming services ranked by subscriber count. So ESPN is number 9 on the list at 24.8 million. Wow, how the hell is Apple TV got 25 million plus? Do you know anybody that has Apple?
Well, okay, here's the thing, though, is I think Apple is doing some smart shit whenever you buy a phone or...
Yeah, you get
whatever,
free, like 3 months or something.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is.
Have you used
I bet
it?
they're counting those. Apple TV? Yeah, there are some really good series on there.
I haven't been on Apple TV. Like,
Yeah.
I see that shit. Wow. Peacock got a fat cock, dude. 34 million,
Okay,
dude.
now Peacock fucking, dude. Peacock knows what the fuck is
Dude,
up.
each number gets aggressively bigger. Hulu, 50.2 million. I didn't know Hulu was...
That's a little ridiculous, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because that shit sucks. Have you watched anything on Hulu recently?
No, there's some good shit on
There's
Hulu.
good shit on there, but like
But
amount
they're
of
lumping in-
commercials and fucking
Yes.
that shit and
Yes.
the placement of commercials blows my mind.
Yes, but also you got to think of these streaming services. A lot of them that I feel like have a lot of clout, like Peacock or Hulu, have inherited old shows that you are going to buy because you want to see that. Always Sunny, any FX TV show,
Yeah.
Hulu,
Yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
fucking all that.
No, yeah. That makes sense.
Paramount Plus, brother, 71.2 million. They just kind of came out.
Who's that owned by?
Discovery. It's like Discovery is the parent company.
And who owns Discovery?
Well, I think Discovery is the parent company.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. Number 4, Max, which is HBO.
Yeah.
99.6 million, and it says sort of. I don't even know what
It's
that's.
probably because it's looped in with another one.
Yeah, but I think that is also with Discovery. Oh, Max has a Twisted Road, but now is the face of Warner Brothers Discovery. So they are the
Warner Brothers is the parent company.
Yeah, Warner Brothers Discovery, but like they are the face of like their products they're trying to throw out there is HBO Max, which just goes by HBO. Disney. This is monthly subscriptions, 153.6 million.
153 million.
And imagine some of these prices per subscription, and that's per month.
Yeah. Okay. So that's which one was that?
That was Disney, 153.6 million.
$10 a month in that?
I don't know. I don't have Disney. I don't know.
I think it's like $10 a month.
Yeah, so you're looking at, what is that, 153 million times 10? 15 billion?
Hold on.
1.5
I gotta
billion?
see it.
It's got to be
like
1.5 billion.
bill. Yeah.
Wow. I'm not even going to make any of that a year ever in my life. Amazon Prime Video, 200 million plus.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And Netflix sitting at I think Netflix can...
320?
No, 269.6. I see what you did there.
Nice.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's up 16% year to year. That's crazy, dude. That's
Why so much in the last year?
I don't know. The U.S. and Canada on their own make up 82.66 million of it, while Europe, Middle East, Africa are 91.7 million, and it just goes really small after that. Like, but that's crazy.
Some wild shit.
Yeah, so I think that's why Netflix should really be on that TKO dick. Like, they should be trying to, like, let's figure out this WWE thing. Let's
to do it.
kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is, on Netflix, and you even saw this with the roast of Tom Brady, is, like, there's no commercials, ever.
Yeah.
There's never been a commercial on Netflix, in my knowledge,
No.
ever.
Not even one.
There's not even, like, front page ads. There's nothing moving except their products.
Yeah.
So
they gotta, dude.
There's not even an ad. Like,
none.
How do you say it? Like when you buy Hulu, there's ad-free subscriptions.
Yeah.
There's no ad subscriptions.
Yeah.
So how do they do that?
Dude, I don't know. But
I've never even seen a show with product placement
so fucking well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
but my thing is, how are they going to do live events other than like how John Anik does, like, this brought to you by fucking La Muerta, whatever that album is.
De la Muerta.
Yeah, like, this brought to you by Hasta la Muerta.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they will have some of that stuff because I mean, you think about like a pay-per-view event, they don't really have commercials. There are some, but it's like Modelo stuff. They're just gonna do the same thing on a Netflix event. You
I
know
mean,
what
I get that, but I'm talking about, I think ultimately, and I keep saying this, like further down the road, somebody's going to have to make a play for NFL, college football. I know it's a bunch of these little networks like CBS, ABC, NBC,
I wish it was just in one
Sunsport.
fucking place, dude.
I know.
I would pay $25 I'd pay $40 a month.
You're going to have to pay more than that.
To
You know what I
have-
had to pay last season for college football?
Dude.
I had to pay like
Brother.
$70 to $80 a month just to be able to watch a majority of the games.
Dude, and that doesn't even come close to NFL shit.
Oh, I know.
Because it's like, there's a local network that you can watch NFL stuff on. If it's not on a local network and it's a game you want to watch that's somewhere else, you got to purchase it with
NFL Game
something
Pass.
else. You got to have Game Pass, but you also have to have cable for it to work.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's on Amazon Prime on Thursday nights, and sometimes on Sunday. It's like what? It's like Tito Ortiz talking about his fucking restaurant hours.
Yeah.
It's trying to find NFL games during the season. It's ridiculous, dude.
It's never been like, and this is going to sound so contradictory, it's never been harder, but also easier to be a fan. Like, you can watch every game. You got to jump through fucking hoops.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you were just like, what's on Monday Night Football? What's on Thursday Night Football? What's on Sunday Night Football? That's it.
Yeah.
Like, now, like, have you heard Bill Burr's football schedule?
Mm-mm.
He watches, like, the way he records it because he has, like, the DVR or whatever. He watches games every single night of the week so that by the time the games are live again, he can start watching them live again. But he records...
That's cool. The other one's going on, so you can watch them throughout the week.
Yeah, so he'll watch maybe... he'll watch college football Saturday as much as he can. Sunday, he'll watch the Sunday night game. Monday, he'll watch the Monday night game. But then he'll have DVR'd some games from Sunday, and he'll watch it Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
He'll watch the Thursday night game. He'll watch one from... Dude, it's like, your life is football.
You got it figured the fuck
And
out.
imagine if you like more than one sport.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude.
That's like, when I was coming up, I was like, I love...
coming up when
Yeah.
when I was making it in the streets, guys.
When I was a kid and I was growing up, I was like, college football is exciting. I really can't like too much more than that. Like, I liked street skating, but like SLS wasn't really out yet. That was like more when late 20s.
Yeah.
So it
Before
wasn't
fuel.
Yeah, it wasn't really streaming.
Yeah.
Unless you were rich and you had that Fuel TV.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'll just focus on college football, and when there's no college football, I'll watch whatever else is interesting, which is NFL. But then they do kind of overlap a little.
Yeah.
You know, so you can, as you're getting out of college football, you got like a month and a half, and then there's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But then you have nothing year round, so you can be like, yo, I can live life. I can skateboard.
Yeah, I can live life.
But then on them Saturday mornings or whatever, Saturdays are a wrap for about 9 months.
Yeah.
Or 7 months or whatever it is. But
Dude, let's transition to another sport real quick.
Go ahead.
Since you just brought that up. Did you see anything regarding the PGA Championship that just happened this past weekend?
the actual game? No.
The
I saw the
tournament?
shit going around.
Yeah.
Like-
some wild shit.
But what happened? So go ahead and lay it out for me
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
like, no, I didn't watch any golf.
Yeah. Okay, so
But I heard there was drama.
yeah, there's some drama. So this past weekend, which by the time this comes out, it wasn't the past weekend, but the weekend before, was the PGA Championship, which is one of the 4 majors on the PGA Tour, right? The majors, the big tournaments.
You said there's 4?
4, yeah.
What does that mean, by the way, when you say major? So, like, if you win all 4, do you become something or something?
That's called a Grand Slam.
But you don't... The green coat's only for Masters.
Yeah.
So what happens if you win all 4? Do you get, like, an extra item?
You basically get, like, you're into a Hall of Fame that only so many people have been able to complete a Grand Slam.
A Grand Slam means your, like, career history, or 1 year you got to hit all 4?
No. Career history.
Wow.
Now, in 1 year, it's called the Tiger Slam.
So okay, so clearly Tiger's done it?
Right. So
That's crazy.
so
How many times has he done that?
Once. He did it once.
That's sick.
Yeah. Ridiculous. And that was when he was like, winning every fucking tournament he ever went in and like leading in 50 plus categories, all kinds of shit.
They should have named it something other than Tiger Slam.
Nobody else has done it.
Yeah, but he
He's
could
got it.
give him the naming rights.
He probably would have been like Tiger Slam.
Okay.
Sure.
Anyways, major. Sorry.
So one of the 4 majors was in Louisville, Kentucky, at Valhalla Country Club, which is like this badass golf course in Kentucky. So, Scottie Scheffler, which is the number 1 golfer in the world, right? He's won 4 of his last 5 starts on the PGA Tour, which is kind of unheard of unless you're talking about Tiger Woods. Just had a baby about 2 weeks ago. So didn't play the week before because he was at home with his kid and his wife, like getting everything adjusted and everything.
So he went 4 for 5, took a week off.
Yeah, he's taken a couple weeks off in between some of the tournaments, but
because he's like, they need some air.
Well, yeah,
I've been whipping that ass.
Yeah, so he was coming to play the PGA Championship. A lot of people kind of in contention and needed a win type thing. First day, he plays a pretty damn good round. Second day, so the tournaments start Thursday and they play till Sunday, right? After Friday is called the cut. So if you don't play...
How does that work? I thought it's a day thing. Like you play 118.
No. You play 4 rounds. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The same course?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what do? You just average the number, or you
add them all together, and whoever's got the lowest score wins.
So you could be crushing it for 3 days, and then just have a dog shit round and lose the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
So okay, so say they're getting into the 3rd and the 4th day. Is your score on the screen of all your days, or just that day?
So normally, how it's done is there's kind of 2 markers, right? So one side is how far under par you are for the entire tournament, and how far under or over par you are for the day. So it shows kind of both.
Gotcha.
Right?
Go ahead, though.
So after Thursday, Scotty was in, I think he was 5 or 6 under, something like that. Played pretty okay. Nothing too crazy. Friday morning, he got up to go to Valhalla, which is the country club.
Friday morning.
Like
it's still dark out, huh?
Yeah, it's like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? So 5 o'clock, before anybody showed up to the golf course, one of the vendors who was working at the golf course got hit by a bus and died, unfortunately. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, this was like a couple miles from the golf course. So they basically, like, Louisville PD shut down that whole road out front of the golf course. And players and tournament officials and commentators said, you'll be able to get in, everything's fine. It's just there's some traffic out front. So Scotty gets there like an hour and a half after this incident happened, and he didn't know what was going on. Showed up at like 6 o'clock, got stuck behind a bus right in front of the golf course. The bus was just sitting there with its hazards on. So he went around the bus to turn into the lane. Now, mind you, he's in a brand new Lexus that has PGA Tour on the side of it, saying like official car of the PGA Tour. So
he runs over the dead body?
No. He's turning
Drags it a mile.
He's turning into the golf course, and a cop sees him and like freaks out, right? And is like, stop, what are you doing? Like bangs on the window type thing. Scotty's like, I'm trying to go in here, like I'm going in here, and he continued to move, like continued to turn in. The cop apparently grabbed onto the car, and Scotty dragged him like 10 yards, is what he said.
What?
And said he dragged him like 10 yards, and then Scotty stopped like when he got through the turn, and the cop like banged on the window, pulled Scotty out, threw him up against the car, put handcuffs on him, and they took him straight to jail. Straight to jail. And there was some videos that came out of like an interviewer, a commentator for ESPN, who like was right behind him, and they didn't know it was Scotty at the time. But
I saw that
hopped
clip
out, and he was like videoing, and Scotty's like, "Hey, dude, can you help me? Like, what's going on?" Because he like, I really don't think Scotty knew they were police officers. I think he thought they were tournament security.
Yeah, so did I. When I watched the video, I thought it was a guy just trying to police the parking lot,
like a high vis,
and took it way too serious.
Right. Yeah.
Like a Paul Blart situation, and I was like, "You're putting an Uber celebrity in the golf world in cuffs."
Yeah.
And you're claiming he's going to jail? I didn't know those were real cops.
Yeah. So they threw
Me
him
and Scotty,
in jail.
same boat.
They threw him in jail. They charged him with criminal mischief, like reckless driving, not following
police endangerment or something.
Assault on a police officer, which is a second-degree felony, which is like years in prison. So it turns out he actually got out in like an hour and a half or something, and the one of the owners of the golf club went and picked him up, and he made it back in time to finish his round, to play his round that Friday. So he ended up playing his ass off on Friday. Like, even after all that, played lights fucking out.
Yeah.
And then the next day he played pretty shitty, and then Sunday he played really well. But
so how did he finish?
He ended up, I think, solo sixth.
So what did he do going into the prison thing? Like, where was he placing at that moment? Do you know?
I think he was like 10th or 11th on Thursday.
So prison made him better.
Friday he shot like 7 or 8 under. Like,
yeah.
I mean, played really He was in like second or third after Friday. And then Saturday, he said he didn't sleep or eat Friday, basically, because like all the adrenaline, and he was like still trying to figure everything out.
I mean, imagine that,
dude.
Imagine that day.
Yeah.
How sick would it be if he would have won?
Oh, dude, I know.
What a legend.
Dude.
Did you see Barstool Sport was printing shirts? Free Scotty shirts?
Yeah, that Friday there were dudes there with free Scotty shirt. There were 2 dudes together. One had like one of him in the orange jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And then it was one of Prison Mike with Scotty's face on it instead. And they were like dapping each other up. I was like, brother.
That's fucking awesome. It's crazy. Like, I know we were just shitting on like how fast the world's moving, but there's perks to that. And that is one of those.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when Donald Trump's mugshot came out? Mm-hmm. Shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
You could have got a shirt on the fucking
What's
corner.
wild is how I mean, you think about he got arrested at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, they don't open the doors for patrons to come watch golf until like it's like 8 maybe. So like nobody was there. Nobody knew what happened.
Yeah.
And he teed off at like 9:30 or something.
Damn.
So within that 3.5 hour span of him getting arrested, going to jail, coming back, and teeing off, people had made shirts, which is insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not only made shirts, but some of them had the actual mugshot. So it's like you had to wait for him to be booked.
Yeah.
For it to go public.
And for them to post the fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So now he's currently facing a felony and 3 misdemeanors in Louisville, Kentucky.
Obviously he's going to get off on that, though.
We don't know yet. I mean, I think it's a pretty good chance that he will.
That's like saying Tiger's never going to golf after this woman thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's a little different because it's like a judicial system that was really trying to like pin him on some shit. You know what I mean? But I think...
But he's a clean guy, right? Like
I mean...
So I feel like they're going to see it and be like, yo, super big mistake. You're going to have like the lowest felony possible that you can still move around or something.
Yeah, no, I think I think they're going to drop everything by June 3rd.
Well, I also think with the money he's got and just PGA in general is probably like, let's get him a good lawyer.
I honestly think that the lawyer that he has is a public defender, like a Louisville public defender.
Oh,
which
that's
is
how he
like
rolls.
they pay you $50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they're like, do you want us to give you somebody or you got it? And fucking give me somebody.
So so that was an entire shit show.
Yeah, that
the weekend.
It seemed, honestly, I was gonna ask you about it. Totally forgot about it, but it seemed like something that I was like, I'm gonna get better information if I just talk to you about it than if I try to just MacGyver this shit.
Yeah,
but it looked fun. I was like, I bet if I was in the golfing world, this would be juicy.
It is wild.
So has anybody come out against him being like, oh, I knew he was a shitty person?
No.
Everybody loves him.
Everybody loves him.
That's what I thought.
And the thing is like if you watch any of his interviews, he's like very down to earth. And if he messes up, he's like, I apologize for that. He's like, that was wrong. And maybe I shouldn't have done, I shouldn't have done that or whatever. During any of his post round conferences that he had, he was like, it was just miscommunication. I didn't realize what was happening.
Yeah.
He never like apologizes and says, yeah, I shouldn't have ran over that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think, honestly,
for the record, he didn't run over anybody.
Yeah, he didn't run over anybody. But I also think the cops' body cam wasn't active too. So there's no video from the cop saying that, he drug him.
That'll be dropped.
Yeah. So there's a whole lot of...
The public defender's going to be like, I think they have cameras on them.
Yeah. Where
Am I
was
right? And
yours?
the court's gonna be like, you don't know if they have cameras on them? Do you know where you are, sir?
You passed the bar to get here.
Yeah. He goes, I came from the bar, actually.
Yeah. No, but the tournament was awesome, dude. It was super cool.
This was Louisville, you said?
Yeah. There's only ever been 3 before this weekend. There was only ever been 3 63s shot in a major, right? And 63 is, for this course, it was 9 or 10 under, 9 under. 9 under?
Oh, so every course isn't the same number?
Some of them, they drift between like 70 and 72 is what?
Yeah, I thought, and I don't know shit about golf, but I thought every course was 72. Like, I thought that was like, yo, we got 72, just like 18 holes.
Yeah.
I thought it was 72.
It depends on how many par 5s and par 3s and everything you have.
Do you know where 18 holes comes from? I just saw a thing about this the other day where somebody was on a podcast and they're like, do you know where it comes from? And they're like, it was something about a whiskey bottle, and they were like, no. But that is like a common rumor that is the thing. But apparently it was like, originally it was 34? Or no, it was, my bad, I messed up the math on that. It was 9. It was originally 9 holes, and the dude was like, we'll just play back.
Yeah.
So he played out, and then he played back.
Yeah.
And I guess eventually they made it 18, actually, instead of just 9.
Well, that's what, like...
It's probably way more intricate than that. Yeah. That's just really condensed.
Yeah. But yeah, what I was saying is that
originally they were 21 holes.
All right, just keep cutting me off. No,
I'm sorry. There's more information coming to my... And this just didn't...
We're getting some new news live. It was 27 holes.
I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is there's only ever been, 3 63 shot in a major championship, and this weekend there were 2 more people that shot 63s. So it was like...
What's the lowest of all time?
I don't know about all time, because it's kind of hard to... Like, I think in tournament play, like on the PGA Tour, it's 58 or something like that. 58 or 57, I think. Of course, you've got dudes that are like, yeah, I've shot 55 before, but that's just...
So, but is any of this, like, modern era numbers?
A lot of them are.
The 50 ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, because you got to think, like...
You just hear these rumors of, like, yo, yeah, Michael Jordan might be the best whatever of all time, but there's this guy back in 1726 that won 12 championships in a row.
There's always that, like, Bobby Jones. And
you mean before there was any competition?
But you have to think about how much the game has grown since then. Like, back then, they were playing with fucking, clay golf balls and, like, wooden clubs. Now it's, like, people are hitting 400-yard drives, and, the game has got so much more technologically advanced that, you're able to... really score.
Is there anything that's going to change about golf, like how football, and just because I've watched racing like NASCAR, is there things that's going to change about it that you think is going to take away from it?
I think the golf ball rollback is going to take away a lot.
What does that mean?
So there's a company, or I guess it's the PGA Tour, that has basically stated that the golf ball that's used now, that has allowed golfers to hit these 350 plus drives or whatever, they're rolling the golf ball back. Basically, they're rolling the technology back so long drivers don't hit it as long. You know what I mean? So instead of hitting it 350, they'd hit it 315. Because what they've done basically in the past 15 years is move tees further and further back on these golf courses to make the holes longer, to make it more challenging.
Yeah.
And it's from what I understand, it's one specific company that they're gonna, pair with basically.
Man, what a contract that's gonna be.
Yeah, but the thing is the PGA Tour is really digging themselves in a hole because like you're basically all of your sponsorships that you're getting are golf ball sponsorships.
Yeah.
It's Titleist, Callaway.
It is
all
a
this kind of
weird
stuff.
thing because every sport known to man is always going to progress forward.
Look this up real quick.
Yeah.
Are you on YouTube?
This is YouTube, yes.
Yeah, look up Bubba Watson golf ball rollback.
Say it one more time.
Bubba Watson golf ball rollback. It should be kind of a short video.
Literally 16 seconds?
No.
Right there, universal
No.
golf ball rollback starting in 2028?
No, keep going.
That's a pretty short video, though. 347? 345?
Yeah, but Bubba actually kind of breaks it down as to why it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, I will say this. What I was saying is all sports are going to progress, right? We're going to get better athletes across the board forever.
Yeah.
So to change, you're going to run into a problem changing things about a sport. Like, for example, NFL 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Just because people are developing better and better athletes, like Patrick Mahomes could throw 100 yards. I don't know. I don't know what the furthest possible throw is. I know that like an average crazy throw is like 70 yards.
Right. But
so
they
like
don't make the fucking field bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they've done all the things that I feel like are appropriate to change the visuals, right? Like, I would never make the field longer or wider.
Right.
It is what it should be.
Right.
The goalpost is exactly where it should be now. Like, back in the day, it used to be on the field, like right on the goal line.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Glad they moved that because that's like I mean, it's still crazy and you can still get hurt where it is because, like, if you happen to get tackled in a weird spot, whatever.
Yeah.
But before, it was like, it was literally interfering with passes and shit.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly where it should be now. Mm-hmm. Golf, I don't know shit about golf, but I would still say I think it is what it is. I think, yeah, people might be able to drive farther, but that's not the only thing about the game. Patrick Mahomes or like Steph Curry, these people might be the best of the fucking best in their field, but it also comes down to the other things.
Right.
Can you get the ball? Can you pass the ball? Can you know?
I mean, like, when you think about, like, yes, the game of golf has gotten a lot better in the last 15, 20 years, right? But there's still a difference between a long driver and a PGA Tour professional, right? Like, you have these guys that are long drive champions. This is all they do. They can hit the ball 450 yards, right?
Yeah.
Like,
but
they never. You don't see those guys on tour. They're not tour players.
Yeah, Bubba Watson records 424. That's crazy.
Yeah, like that. But I mean, that you can do in a.
But he's a legit golfer.
But you can do that in a tournament.
Yeah.
Right? If it's a downhill hole, you can hit a 400-yard drive. But like these long drive guys, like I said, they're hitting the ball 450 yards or whatever, and they're not on tour because that's not the only thing that's involved in the game of golf. It's not just a length game. Yeah, it definitely helps being closer to the hole, but if you're spraying it all over the place and you're throwing it out of bounds or putting it in water or putting yourself in bad spots and hitting it 400 yards, it doesn't really help you that much. You know what I mean? You've got to get the ball in the middle of the fairway and put yourself in a good position. So it doesn't really make sense to roll the golf ball back, I don't think. I understand them moving tees back. Like, that's cool. If you've got the opportunity to do that, yeah.
But the tough thing about that is like, once a golf course is built, kind of hard to rebuild it.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless you're on, like, when I mean, like, them moving tees back, this is obviously on golf courses that are PGA Tour level courses that are, they span 600 acres and they have the extra room and they can do that. You're not going to see that at, like, Marcus Point or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, you're not going to see them move the course around. But for stuff like this, on a PGA Tour event, they shut the course down a month before and just get the course ready for that event. You know what I mean? So they can.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they can move stuff around a little bit.
Speaking of more golf news, which, I mean, this is more my side of golf. Happy Gilmore too.
Yeah, dude.
They just started filming or like getting the ball rolling for that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, and I absolutely agree to this, this is either going to be the best sequel of all time
Or the biggest flop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we're going to try to forget it ever happened.
Yeah.
But Adam Sandler is so fucking good. And if they reprise everyone they can, if it's still Shooter McGavin and it's still Ben Stiller in it and it's still all these people playing their parts, like I'm sure Grandma's not alive anymore.
Yeah.
But if they're reprising all the roles they can, it's going to be hard not... Like, we need to go into it hopeful, but not, like, critical.
Yeah.
We need to be... Like, that's why people aren't doing fucking comedies no more. Because everybody's like, well, it's not Superbad, or it's not Hangover, it's not, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I think there's been some really good comedy. Tag, I thought that was really good. Mm-hmm. Game Night with Jason Bateman and...
That was a good one.
Wow, that was so good.
So funny.
Like where
the fucking neighbor, dude.
The fucking neighbor, dude.
That guy kills.
He's like Tostitos is rolling.
Yeah.
Buy one get one. That's a bad
what
business.
What are all the tortilla chips for?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He in any role he plays.
Dude, so good. I want to see him in the Civil War movie.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like, "What kind of American are you?" And you're like, "God, that's a good line." But going back to the Game Night thing, one of my favorite parts of that is Jason Bateman has been shot.
Yeah.
And then
his wife.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Stabs him in the gunshot wound.
Yeah.
It's so funny,
dude. He is so good.
Oh man,
his dry humor in that, and
the dude from Dexter's in it at the very end. At the very end, there's like a fight scene. If you haven't seen it, you need to fucking see this. If you've seen it, see it again.
Yeah, watch it.
It's so goddamn good.
So I think that I think they could do a really good job with the second Happy Gilmore.
The story's got to be good.
I think so. But okay, I'm gonna float this to you real quick.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them replacing? Fuck.
It's gonna be tough if you're saying replace.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
What's his fucking name, Coach? Pappy?
Oh, you're talking about the wooden hand?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. Yeah, let me look at that. Go ahead.
What is his name? Cappy. Something. Damn. I feel really bad that I can't remember his name. Because I just watched Happy Gilmore like not too long ago.
I literally watched it like a few weeks ago. You're talking about Chubbs.
Pappy. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
That's Carl
Chubbs.
Weathers.
Yeah. If they replace Carl Weathers with Tiger Woods.
I definitely think that's a very good... I feel like it's a level passover.
Yeah.
Like that's a very level thing. But I feel like it shouldn't be he is Chubbs. Maybe Chubbs moved on or he's passed away.
Oh, and this is his like...
It's like there's a story to why it's
Tiger
him.
Woods is his son.
Okay, no, dude. You shouldn't be in the movie, dude.
Yeah, but his other hand got cut off. It's his left hand instead of his right hand.
I feel like maybe it was like Tiger Woods is Chubb's son and like...
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you meant Adam Sandler's son, and I'm like,
no,
brother, you shouldn't be in the movie.
No.
Yeah, it'd be cool if he's his son, and like maybe they're friends, and he's like, have you ever thought about going back to golf or something?
Yeah.
And maybe he like coaches him because
yeah.
my dad was Chubbs.
Yeah, right.
That'd be sick. I don't know because literally on the IMDb page for Happy Gilmore 2, the only cast member is Adam Sandler right now.
Brother. What if Happy Gilmore 2 is not even a golf movie and it's just him? It's just him actually playing hockey.
Ooh.
That would suck.
Oof.
I'd be really pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be really pissed about that one.
Also, one thing about it that I'm like, please avoid doing this. Don't try to do a bunch of super noticeable callbacks. It's okay to do subtle ones that, like, if you watch the movie, like, you appreciate, where, like, maybe something gets run over and they're like, ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, because, his hand got run over, like, a bunch of fucking times.
Yeah.
But don't do, like, fucking the same scene over again or something.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I hate when they do that in sequel. Like, I felt like yes, Roadhouse, the new one, was not the old one, but I didn't feel like they tried to do a remake. They just did a revised version of like a similar story.
Yeah.
But if they're trying to do a remake of Happy Gilmore, it's gonna bomb.
Yeah, I don't think they can do that.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel
think
like
it has to be continuance in a way.
yes,
And they can do little stuff.
yeah,
But it's got to be new. It can't be the same fucking movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be like somebody's golfing and then somebody's disruptive and then somebody's got to get. There can't be a new Shooter McGavin. I hate when they do like the whole Creed thing to the whole Rocky thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Creed
yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
If you've seen Rocky, you've seen Creed.
Yeah, it's the same.
They're the
movie.
same, almost.
It's the same movie.
Almost scene for scene. It's basically the same fucking thing. They just wanted a new generation of people.
think that Bill Murray should somehow make a cameo in that.
What if he's Shooter McGavin?
See, I don't know.
He'd have to be younger. He's so goddamn old now.
In my head, I know this wouldn't work because it's a total crossover.
I like being in your head. Go ahead.
But did you ever see Caddyshack?
Yes.
You know
no,
what,
I actually, and I hate that I'm admitting that. Never seen the movie.
Yikes. Okay, so Bill Murray is the groundskeeper.
Yes. I kind of know some of it.
For the golf course.
Yeah.
But I think if they threw Bill Murray's greenskeeper role in the movie somehow, I think would be fucking awesome.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Chevy Chase?
Maybe I am thinking of Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase is the groundskeeper, I thought.
No, Chevy Chase is the other guy. Chevy Chase is the actual golfer that's like, what's it called? He's like in the fucking, or he's caddying for. Yeah, Bill Murray's the groundskeeper.
Oh yeah, you are right. See, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What is the plot there? What is the thing about the movie?
Like
I know it's funny. Everybody says it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Says the snobs against the slobs.
Yeah, basically. So there's like the country club people that host the club championship every year and that always win, and then there's basically this guy that comes in who's Rodney Dangerfield, who comes in and is basically the slob, right? He's got like this gigantic, he drives his car up onto the tee and like it's very aggressive, but Bill Murray's the groundskeeper, and there's groundhog issues. And so he's trying to basically fight these groundhogs throughout the whole movie while they're playing golf and like in this club championship. It's a great movie. That was actually the first movie I ever saw tits in.
Really? Okay.
Really.
And I don't know many golf movies. I know there's like another one with Will Smith in there.
Legend and Bagger Vance, baby.
Okay. Give me your top 3 golf movies all time. Because I'm not going to have any because I don't know any. Other than, I think Happy Gilmore's one. Like, and it doesn't have to be all funny, all serious. You can mix it all up.
Like,
if you're recommending it to a friend.
Honestly, I think
I
Legend
am your
of
friend.
Bagger Vance, I think, honestly goes 1. I think
Wow.
it's a great movie. It really is a good movie.
That's
I
Matt
think
Damon,
2,
yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know the movie and I know better than you.
Is what is it called?
Field of Dreams?
No, Bobby Jones. It's a Bobby Jones movie. Something of Bobby Jones. That's a really good one. That's like, it's an older movie, but it still kind of holds a. Like
I put in Bobby Jones movie and it just comes up Bobby Jones. Stroke of Genius?
No.
You sure it's not Stroke of Genius?
Yeah.
It's a biographical sports drama film.
Yeah, I don't think that's it. I think it's older than that. I think it's like.
Well, look it up, brother.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I just keep seeing that everywhere.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I don't really remember that.
I am right? It is Stroke of Genius?
No, I don't. What the fuck?
It's the only Bobby Jones movie.
See, I thought it was like early 90s that it came out, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's, I don't know. Yeah, Legend of Bagger Vance. I don't know that movie.
What about The Golf Nut?
No, definitely not that one. But I think
It's a 1927 short film.
tough. But I think Caddyshack goes above Happy Gilmore in that top 3 list.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just recently watched Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
And you
I
feel
take
that way.
Caddyshack over. Yeah. Yeah.
See,
big time.
Just growing up with Adam Sandler, like Big Daddy, like all the Little Nicky, all the films that he was in, I love Happy Gilmore.
There is a nostalgia.
Billy
side
Madison.
of
There's
it.
so many.
Yeah.
But like I just feel like you talk about one of the greatest films all time, Big Daddy. Rewatch that anytime and tell me you're not laughing through the whole movie.
Yeah.
There are times where you're like tear jerking and you're like,
I think you
don't
gotta
cry.
watch. I think you gotta. Jesus Christ, my shorts is all the way up. I think you need to watch Caddyshack and just tell.
I
me
want to
what you
watch
think.
it today. Apparently, it's not free anywhere. So
Really? That's
yeah,
kind of fucked up.
I
But,
thought it would have been on something.
but yeah, I think that's dude. You know what I'm actually really excited for is the Full Swing documentary series that's come out on Netflix.
I still haven't seen it, but yeah.
Okay, so there's season 1 and 2 right now, but they follow. Full
Whoa,
Swing
there's multiple Caddyshacks?
I think there's 2.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the second one.
Well,
It's
this
not
one
worth it.
says, one sec before you go on with that.
Mhm.
Caddyshack 3?
Oh yeah, see that's too many.
It says Caddyshack 3, The Shack Ain't Whack.
Okay, yeah, just stick with the first one.
Directed by John Fingers Ramis.
Adds up.
Probably cancel culture, yeah?
Maybe let's get that one out of there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just.
Oh,
stick
it
with
never
the first
happened.
one.
The reason why Caddyshack... Anyway, go ahead. You go ahead. I'm going to be done over here.
You go.
Yeah.
What was I even talking about?
Full Swing documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah. So what I'm excited about is because they follow the golfers throughout the season, and then after the season's over, they edit everything and then put it out. So obviously they're going to be following the PGA Championship, and I want to see how much of that they show from this past weekend.
Oh, so it's an ongoing series.
Yeah.
So that was just season 1.
They've got 2 seasons out now.
So it's when or how do you do a golf season? Isn't it year round?
There's like a little bit of time off. So
Really?
the season just started probably 2 months ago.
Okay, if there's a little time off, what is that window typically? Like where there's not that much golf and then there's golf a lot again.
Well, now there's golf every weekend
Yeah.
until like I think September, November, and then like January, like December, January.
So like 2-3 months it's
yeah,
off?
It's only like 2 or 3 months. That's
Okay.
all. But they normally will cover like.
Damn,
the
so you're
big-
not going to see this on Netflix for like a year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, but unless they just do like a season halfway through the golf season,
They should just drop episodes once a month or something.
that would be cool. But they're not going to do that.
Yeah, you imagine the kind of quality you could do if you had a month to drop an episode.
Yeah, I don't know.
You see what YouTubers do, like Papa Meat or Oompaville does. Oompaville literally will drop 45-minute documentary-style videos
Yeah,
every fucking day.
Dude, I know.
And watch
his
it. And
is-
if you really watch it, he goes into crazy depth.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I think that's a lot of the, like...
That's a lot of...
Yeah, a little bit of...
He got
touch.
Yeah.
I think the editing on that stuff is pretty easy, though.
Oh, no, for sure. But the
So-
amount of knowledge and
Yeah.
every single topic's so different.
But
It's
that
not
comes
like...
into prep work from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's him doing that. But, like, I think the amount of stuff that you have to do to put on, like, to record, edit, and, produce a Netflix series show
Yeah.
is a lot more in-depth.
I agree. There's a lot more people touching it. There's a lot more cameras. There's a lot more... And you got to cover a lot more people.
I would love if they just did, like... Even if it was just, like, the 4 majors, and they did an episode for each one of those, like, that would be... I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Dude, not to be dumb or nothing, and I'm sure you're going to make fun of this, but it'd be really sick if they made a documentary, like, just like the most recent 4 majors and just call it majors or major business or something.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, make it like The Last Dance style. Make it like multiple, each major is an episode or something, and make it a Netflix thing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, put the money into it, because who are the people doing the fucking the Saudi Arabia people that do the bodybuilding documentaries? It's like Gravitas Adventurous.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You've seen the CrossFit ones?
Yeah.
I know you have. Come on.
I'm sure I have.
Generation Iron.
Okay, yeah.
Those documentaries.
Okay, yeah.
They're like Saudi Arabia backed.
Okay.
What the fuck is going on with the Saudi Arabia golf people? Y'all should do one. Yeah. But so they can't touch the majors.
No, they can't play in majors. They can't
But
play in
they
PGA
probably
tournaments.
can't film there.
It's very weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the merger is still happening, so we don't really know anything yet.
Well, it'll all come out in the wash, I guess.
I'm sure at some point it'll work itself out.
I think the whole rollback too thing, and I'm really talking in a water I can't swim in, but I think the rollback thing is going to go so anti Saudi Arabia because they're all about bigger, better, badder,
bigger, better, louder.
They're going to make golf courses twice as long.
Yeah.
And they're going to give you balls that go 3 times as far.
Yeah. Dude, that's their tag. That's Liv's tagline. Did you know that?
What is it?
Golf but louder. That's their tagline. Yeah.
I could
don't know if that translation really worked from
golf
Arabic
but louder.
I don't know, but it's weird. The whole thing is odd. But yeah, I mean, shit. Did I tell you what the payoff for Xander, who won this past weekend, was? $3.3 million.
That's crazy. So how many? But that's because it's one of the majors.
Yeah.
Or that's every tournament is about that.
I mean, they're getting to pretty damn close.
And how many are there?
Like PGA Tour events? Throughout the season, there's
like
PGA Tour sanctioned events. Oh no, there's probably 500 sanctioned events. Yeah, if not more.
How do they do 500 a year?
Because there's multiple events every weekend.
So how do you know which one to play in to be in golf? Like the NFL of golf is PGA, yeah?
There's levels to it.
Okay.
There's levels
so
to it.
Let's talk about the top level, Hilton.
PGA Tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of those are playing a year? Can't be 500.
No, there's like 36 events maybe.
Okay, so those are all paying multiple millions per victory?
Purses that are like, 8 to 12 million.
And there's no personal victories. It's just like only one winner?
No, there's one winner. There's number one.
Yeah.
And down the list, the money gets smaller. But if you make the cut into the weekend, you get paid.
Oh, sick.
And at that point, if you make the cut, like, I think the normal, like, even if you come last place after making the cut, you play the weekend, you come in last place, I think it's like 40 or 50 grand.
So Happy Gilmore was pretty spot on. Because he was getting checks always.
Yeah, if you
Big
play
checks.
the weekend. If you play the weekend, yes.
Yeah.
But if you only play Thursday and Friday, you get cut, you don't make any money.
Yeah, he almost couldn't buy the house back and then ended up, Shooter McGavin already bought the house, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Moral of the story is Happy Gilmore is semi-documentary.
It's a documentary. Yeah, it's a documentary.
It's a good movie.
Documentary.
All right, well, we're going to get out of here. Is there anything you want to shout out before we get out of here?
Is that my cue for sponsorships?
Well, that or is there any golf shit we should be looking at? I mean, we're going to already have gone to Bogies. Oh, we should mention that.
Yes, that's what we should do. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm gonna get the address.
Cody and I are actually going to be attending the soft opening of Bogies, which is, if you guys watched the last podcast that just came out, Brian Stocks, that is his, him and his crew's new golf and game suite type spot that they're opening. We're going to be going Friday night to kind of take a look at everything, to hit some golf balls, eat some food, check out the bar, the whole nine. We appreciate Brian for inviting us and the crew. That's going to be super sick. But after this weekend, you can reserve bays, and they're going to start doing, opening it up to the public. So if you guys are around the Pensacola area, definitely check them out at do you have their Instagram or anything pulled up?
Yes. So first off, their address, I tried Googling it the other day, and it's not exactly set yet.
Yeah.
But it's 9410 University Parkway, Pensacola, Florida. But for bogeys, oh goddamn.
And
Let me say something real quick. The whole Meta AI thing, the little bubble on the side when you go to search something,
ridiculous.
It wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, stop fucking talking to me, dude.
I know. The that address, by the way, is just to kind of put it in layman's terms, because I'm a not a directional person or a street name person. I'm like, what's it next to person. If you guys are over,
they just posted a story of the inside.
Ooh.
It looks sick as fuck.
Take a gander at that. But if you guys are close to UWF, you'll know where the old textbook brokers building is. It's now called the Washroom. That's over there, like almost on UWF campus. But it's in that building. So if you're on this side of Pensacola, or wherever the fuck you're at, you want to come over to Pensacola and check out their upscale golf and game suites. It's going to be a badass spot. I'm super excited.
On Instagram, if you want to follow them, it's at Bogies Golf Suites.
Yeah.
Also bogiesgolfsuites.com if you want to go in there and like reserve a suite or whatever. But I think opening day is May 26th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you can do all the fun shit.
When he was on here last, he kind of spoke about the pricing being close to Topgolf. So that's also something to look forward to, because I know some of those places can get expensive. The competitors and the just indoor spots that we do have around here, they can get expensive. So it'll be a good kind of budget-friendly spot too for everybody, which is super exciting. So,
and they have a full-service sports bar and restaurant. So they're also talking about potentially, if the demand is there, throwing UFC fights and shit like that. So,
yeah,
you guys show up.
Dude, listen.
It could be the new spot.
Listen, here's my thinking. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah.
You know the VIP suite that he was talking about that you can close off?
Yeah.
I'm thinking we do a Lawton Street Fight Club there.
That'd be sick.
Like, I mean, shit, we can either eat there, like have food there, or prepare stuff here and take it over there, whatever the fuck we need to do.
Yeah.
But on a UFC night, I think that would be badass.
Yeah, like live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
That'd be sick to do that little finger foods, maybe like.
Yeah, dude, just chilling.
Buffalo wings and whatnot. That'd be sick.
But yeah, so shout out to Brian. We appreciate you inviting us. That's like super awesome.
And we will have already gone, and we will have already had a good ass time.
Yeah.
So we promise you, it's dope as shit.
It's a move. So yeah, that's super cool. We're super stoked about that.
Minus that, any other golf news that would be fun to look up?
Like in my life?
Or your life, or for not avid watchers? Me.
How about
people's.
Shout out to my boy Cameron Bonner. We played high school golf together, and he's currently, I think he left either today or yesterday to go up and start Q School for the McKenzie Tour, which is the Canadian tour. So making his way to the top, dude. Super stoked for him. Super stoked to get back in touch with him, and kind of follow him on his journey. So if y'all know Cameron Bonner, shoot him a text, saying good luck. He's going to go out there and crush it for sure. But, yeah, that's super exciting. It's super cool to have somebody, making their way up in the ranks from Pensacola. So that's super exciting. So if you, like I said, if y'all see him, or if you've got his info, shoot him something nice. Let him know you're thinking about him, all that kind of cool shit. But yeah, dude, that's about it for the golf stuff, man. So
that's dope. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good time there. Before we get out of here, I just want to say this really quick. Mm-hmm. Have you been seeing the shit on Diddy?
I mean, the initial stuff.
Yeah, you haven't seen the most new stuff?
Mm-mm.
The video.
Oh, I did see something about it. I didn't watch the video.
What a giant piece of shit. You'll watch the video. I just watched a super fast clip. I wasn't trying to watch like all of it, but
yeah.
As soon as you see it, you're just going to be like, fuck that dude and everything he stands for. Everything that he's ever done. I mean, he basically drop kicks this chick. He hits Cassie, which is like an R&B singer. He hits her on the back of the head. Like, she's trying to run out. Like, she's trying to save her life. He comes up behind her as she's waiting for the elevator, drops her with a hook. She drops to the ground, and she doesn't fight back at all. She just lays there. I think she's just like, please don't hit me no more. Then kicks her. Then picks her shit up, and then kicks her again in the ribs, and then grabs her and starts dragging her back to the hotel room. Brother, Diddy's a piece of shit.
What the fuck? And this just came out?
Yes, apparently this was filmed, like, I think 2015, 2016. This was at a hotel that doesn't exist anymore. Like, they're not in business anymore. But I think Diddy or his team bought the footage and never deleted it. And it was just at his house. And when they raided his house, they found the footage and it's out now.
That, dude.
One, not that I'm defending Diddy at all, so don't take that this way. But, like, if you're going to buy the footage, why not destroy it?
Yeah, that seems a little counterintuitive.
Yeah, why have it? Like, are you going to watch it back with pleasure? Fuck that dude. Fuck Diddy.
Yeah, dude. Fuck that, man.
Like, it shouldn't be Kendrick versus Drake. It should be everybody versus Diddy.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
Sorry, we can get out of here on that. I'm sorry. I had that on the thing, and I wanted to bring that up. That was like fucking...
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever put your hands on a woman. Never.
No.
Unless you are a woman, and then if so, like, maybe get paid for it.
That's true.
UFC type shit.
UFC stuff. Yeah, that's good.
Before we get out of here, next week our guest is going to be Johnny Mumbles.
The boy.
And it's going to be Mackenzie as well. And
the girl. This
will be the first time he's in studio and you at the same time.
Yeah, dude.
Like, we've had him on the podcast in studio. You weren't here.
Twice, right?
Now... But we had one at his studio, and you were there.
Right, that's right. Yeah,
so, yes, twice now.
Okay.
But this will be the third time, but we've never all been in this room together.
Huh.
Yeah. Remember, we thought he was on twice already.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I've only been on once.
Damn, that's wild. Because I thought you and him did one solo.
No. It was only me, Tiffany, and him.
Okay, so yeah, that's where I got confused. I thought it was you and him did one, and then you, Tiffany, and him did one.
No.
And then, okay, anyway.
But it would be cool as fuck to have them all in here. But the reason why it's important he's coming on, not just because he's a sponsor, but he is a sponsor. Like, that's not the reason he's coming on. He's a boy now, but like... Yeah.
But that's super
maybe
sick.
We talk about you getting your fucking sleeve finished.
Yeah, let's do that.
He's an artist. He can absolutely fix the problem you have.
Again, dude, last thing. I haven't even thought about it since he brought it up last time. Haven't even thought about it. You know, yeah.
I think people look at you and think about it.
I have been just dying on the range. I have been playing so much golf.
Really?
This is the last thing I'm thinking about, dude.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my shit dialed.
Okay? For what? What are you preparing for?
Dude, I'm going fucking pro. I don't know. I just want to play better. So I've been doing that. I haven't even thought, like, literally haven't even thought about this.
Me too, dude.
Just want to play better, baby.
You should just put it like a hole in a stick with the flag
Johnny
on it.
Mumbles.
Yes.
Johnny Mumbles is going to be in studio next week, so that's super awesome. If you guys are looking for tattoos, hit Johnny up at Johnny Mumbles or Sacred Grounds Tattoo Studio. They're great people over there. Super excited to have him on and super excited to have him a part of the Some People Suck podcast.
Yes.
So that's super awesome. Just got, well, I guess not just, but they've been in the new studio for a little bit now, down right in front of 3 Mile Bridge. So if you're looking for a spot in Pensacola or if you're out of town and you're coming in, you want to get some work done, you know, holler at the homie. He will hook you the fuck up. He's a great dude, and we are super stoked to have him as a sponsor. So thank you, Johnny.
Also, if you want to check out some no-gi gear, if you do jiu-jitsu or if like maybe you like have a skin tolerance and you're out at the beach, rash guard also works for that.
You're a surfer, dude.
You know, it might not be so SPF proof as like some of them out there, but it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, you're gonna look good as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, who gives a fuck what the sun's doing to you if you look cool? Like, being cool is like one of the coolest things you can do. But ALEFL.com, check it out for all of your no-gi gear if you're trying to get some gi gear. I know they're like ramping up to do some cool things. They got a bunch of athletes at Remedy. Just doing dope shit over there. ALEFL.com. Check them out. Rich Shimleski is the owner, and he does a lot of stuff with cool designs. He comes up with all this shit by himself. It's really cool shit.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And if you use our code SPS10, 10% off at checkout, baby.
Hell yeah. Well, we loved that you tuned in.
This is usually my part. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We're getting the fuck up out of here. We love you. Yee!